Hey there, welcome back to Reddit Dating, the best channel for Reddit cheating stories. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for more stories like these. Now, let's get into the video.
Me 29 male found out my girlfriend 26 female of 4 years is cheating and refuses to stop or leave my house. Everything began around 7 months ago when she resigned her daytime work that was near to home and accepted a new position 45 minutes away that paid the minimum salary. It struck me as unusual, but I reasoned that it could have made her happier. She then started disappearing after work for a few hours at a time. She works until 11 p.m. and typically gets home at 11:30 p.m. and then she started appearing around 3-4-5-6 a.m. and disappearing again. She refused to pay any of the expenses around the house and spent every penny she earned on herself and her lifestyle. New clothing every day, new lingerie, and a suitcase in her trunk containing condoms, lingerie, and many changes of clothes were discovered. She said it had been in there for months and that I was being neurotic about it. We had a child together, and I wanted to think that I was worried so much that I convinced myself that I was right to be concerned. When a friend of hers informed me that she had been sleeping with more than one man for months and that she had laughed about it with them behind my back, she complained about how I paid all the bills and did all the chores, and she just got to go out and do whatever she wanted while I stayed home with our child. On a number of occasions when I told her not to leave, she would hit me before storming out and scream that I was controlling. It was miserable the entire time. Let's fast forward to the last few months of the year. She categorically denies cheating, yet she makes no attempt to conceal her actions. She comes to our house maybe once or twice a week for a few hours. When she comes home in the morning with hickeys and a duffel bag full of clothes, she continues to tell me that I am insane and that she is being controlling. In November, while in a rage, she admits that she has been sleeping with someone and tells me that it is my fault that I did not listen to her when I begged her for months to spend one of the nights she went out with me. She has shoved it in my face every day since that day that she is on her way out the door to duck him, and it has destroyed me. She has also wrecked the home to spite me while I am cleaning it. We have continued to bicker until I receive a 30-day notice for her departure. While I'm at the computer, he throws beverages on my clothes and pours Pepsi on my head without my knowledge. She claims that there is nothing I can do about it, and that she will attempt to compel me to commit suicide until the day she is forced to leave. I'm talking about the most abusive, cruel individual you can imagine. She directs all of her resentment and rage at me and only me. All of our child's misbehavior is my fault, and all of her bad days at work are due to anything I did to upset her. Everything is laid at my feet. I'm the one who is to blame. She even threatens to go to jail if I inform her family that she cheated on her, claiming that I struck her, and that I was the one who beat her. Tell me how to remove this crazy out of my house and put a stop to this abuse, please, and thank you in advance. I have 2 weeks remaining on my 30-day notice period, but I can't stand it any longer. Knowing how long I've put up with it makes me seem crazy, but it developed so gradually that I've simply accepted the situation for the sake of our daughter. Does anybody know of anything I can do to get her out before her 30-day notice period expires? She's taking a mental toll on me, and it's also affecting my professional life since when she doesn't get home till 10 a.m., I can't make it to work on time because I have to remain home with our child. Story 2. Wife sacrifices marriage for something I offered to give her. So not really sure how to start this. Not the most intelligent, nor smartest guy in world. Guess I'll just start talking. Me, 32M, and my 26F, wife have been together for almost 5 years. Married for 2. We have a 2-year-old son, and I have a 10-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. Starting April of 21, my wife has met a new friend at work, F, and normal friend things start. Normal things at first. Texting. Tagging each other on different social apps. Normal things. F is also in a relationship with a man, not sure if they're married. This is useful later. Starting in June, I started noticing things. Wife would stay up late at night, all night, sometimes messaging F. Wife spending lots of time with her. Her coming to my house. Wife going to their house. Again, nothing serious, figured it's just friend things. One night I noticed something odd. Wife and I are in bed, I'm asleep. I wake up and she hurry and hides her phone. I don't think anything of it. I come back to bed and kinder snore while I'm awake and she pulls up her phone and looks to delete some messages. I'm half asleep and don't pay any mind to it at that moment. During this time we start getting into fights more often. She's starting to go to house more often and they're starting to go places more often. It starts coming to a head around June 23rd. We get into a huge fight, and it ends with the wife punching a hole in the wall and leaving to her house. That night, after more arguing and texts, I end up telling her I want a divorce, and we can no longer have a safe and stable relationship for our child. We later figure this out. June 29th, it blows up big time. I'm at work and receive a message from my wife. Wife says is coming to live with us because her partner kicked her out and she has no way to go. I tell wife this isn't happening at all. At this point I'm very suspicious of wife and I tell my wife you and your girlfriend can finally do whatever you want to do. I don't give a anymore. She responds with, well, I love you. I always will and I'll always care about you because you're the father of my child. And that'll never change. I'm just gonna put it out there. Partner thinks and I have something going on. He's jealous and controlling and she needed out. Sometimes feelings develop and it isn't anything that I can change now. After you threatened to divorce me, it made me realize you don't care as much about our relationship as I thought you did. I call her and she finally lets me know that her and have had a physical affair and my suspicions are confirmed. Long story short, she tells me that it's because was emotionally there for her during our arguments and fights. She also keeps stating she's just been selfish about the entire situation. And that my wife was always curious about females. I've offered in the past to invite a female into our room to fulfill the wife's fantasy, but she refused, stating she did not want to share me. I do my best to work through this, against my better judgment, and we start to mend our relationship. I'm not the best person on the planet. I say things. Mean, hurtful things. That I later apologize for. I always just had a feeling that something didn't add up. The story didn't quite sit right. They said played and touched a few times. And only had once. Still, it never added up. The messages sent to my wife when they quit talking is nothing that a fling would send. Things talking about true love and her being the one. Messages that didn't make any sense in her phone and had no context. Leading me to believe most of them were deleted. Nice pictures in my wife's phone that I never received. Pictures where she has makeup on and all that. It comes to a here about a week ago. I reach out to and her partner to offer an apology. I didn't feel they deserved one, but I felt I needed to do it as I said some pretty mean and hurtful things. I did it for myself more than anything. And I start messaging and she actually fills me in on a lot of things that happened apparently. She then drops the bombshell and asks if her partner can call me. I accept the call and he tells me I cannot accept your apology, because I also had with your wife. So basically my wife had with this couple. Multiple times because she wanted to try a woman. And her partner would not let have with my wife unless he joined. I'm beyond destroyed. I feel like my wife sacrificed me, our son, and my daughter for something so selfish. And I offered to do it for her, but she refused because she did not want another person to touch me. I can't begin to process all this and have no idea where to go. Edit. I never thought so many of you would reach out to me as I'm suffering. And I thank you. But as this is getting attention, I feel I should edit this in. My wife has no contact with the F partner. Turns out and her partner have reached out to me with their own marital issues. They all admitted to having the threesome twice. Wife and have admitted to touching and kissing. Claims it was more with just them two. Wife claims that partner is too jealous and freaks out when they were alone with each other. I thank you all again for your harsh truths and kind words. I don't have anyone to confide in, which is why I'm reaching out to the internet, I guess. Time for another edit, as many have asked. Wife has done everything I've asked of her for reconciliation. She's told family members, activated GPS tracking, posted on socials, and just recently agreed to a post-nuptial agreement.